Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. I'm Greg Parry. I'm a wellbeing specialist. And if we're going to talk about full spectrum well-being, it might come as a little bit of a surprise to learn that one of the leading causes of emotional and psychological problems in our world today is loneliness. Now, that seems strange. We've never had such amazing access to technology that puts us in touch with other people, with the entire planet. We live for the most part in quite crowded cities. And yet, loneliness is not something that's based on the people around us. People can be lonely inside a partnership or a marriage. It's something deeper. And because it's causing so many problems in the world today, I thought it might be interesting for us to just touch on the subject and see if we can find some practical answers. This is something that's been growing since the 1950s. Perhaps it's due to the fact that that was when we saw television screens being introduced into so many homes across the world. We saw greater mobility where people were able to move for education and work, and that's a very positive thing. But there's definitely been a dislocation from our roots, and our familiar social networks have become a little strained as we rely more and more on electronic media to maintain contact. But we evolved to flourish when we're in the physical presence of people. So there is a huge difference, I would argue, between isolation and loneliness. You can be isolated by choice and feel extremely comfortable. You can be in a remote beach or on the top of a mountain and feel extremely comfortable. And you can be lonely inside a marriage or a partnership. You can be lonely inside a family or a community. So these are very different phenomena. And because it's affecting perhaps as much as 60% of the population, that's a huge number, it's time we did something about it. The challenge, of course, is to move beyond the expectation that somebody's going to find us, that people will come to us, and we have to become a little bit more proactive and reach out to other people, particularly if that's possible on a physical level, to be in the same space, to find common interests, to do things that you enjoy, and particularly to be in an environment where you feel comfortable, particularly where you feel safe, where you can talk and discuss things and perhaps share common interests and develop the kind of connections, the kind of friendships that really lend themselves to a much healthier, more balanced sense of deep well-being. We're social creatures. We really are dependent on the quality of the relationships we have, not the superficial relationships where we just nod and smile and say, have a nice day, but developing the kind of connection where we feel that we are understood as people. And I would argue that that is a diminishing phenomenon in the world. People don't feel they have a voice. People don't feel that they're recognized, that they have control over their world, over their environment. So loneliness is a subject. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to pick this up is I've had a few mails about this particular issue, and the emails have said, look, what do I do? And I wanted to add that if you're experiencing loneliness and want to reach out to me, go right ahead. Just get in touch with me. I'm always here. And it's something which we can deal with, we can overcome. And if you can take the first step in resolving your own personal feelings of loneliness, perhaps we can move in the right direction in terms of establishing a broader field of social connections that will help you to feel better established in the world that you live in. What do you think? If you've got any ideas, any suggestions, anything you'd like to share, please feel free to comment or just get in touch with me. My email address is in the description below. And in the meantime, let me wish you a wonderful day.